Hello and welcome to Rick's Skits. Here we are on the final part of this werewolf bust in 1/9 scale. It's been a delight to paint, and you can probably see from the camera shot that I've actually done a few extra little bits before coming to here. So his hair has got a base coat of black on. We have stitches on his clothing on the front and back. I've also done his popper type buttons, and I've tidied up his t-shirt. So now what I'm going to concentrate on today for this final part is making this black hair a slightly brown hair. Sounds a bit weird, but that's what we're looking at. Because obviously, as it sits, it's a bit too stark, so we have to tone it down a bit. So let's get cracking. Alright, so first things first, I've already mixed up a little bit of paint. Hopefully it's still the right consistency, hasn't dried out. We need to sort of add, from this black, we need to add in some, sort of some reddy brown. So I've chosen leather brown from Model Colour for Vallejo. Hopefully it should give me the right consistency of sort of what I need. If not, I might have to add a little bit of a reddish colour into it to darken it out, to brown it out. So let's go in on his eyebrows first. In fact, this might be what I needed. It might be a bit too wet. Need to set that off camera 1 sec, hold on. Okay, sort of. Might not be wet enough because I needed it. Now I'm going in the direction of the hair. Take care to leave a little bit of dark in there, a little bit of black, should I say. So this is going to be the base for the brown. Let's go down this. Should be a lot lighter on this front end. Obviously we've got to take the light source into account, which is coming sort of at that angle. And we're still following the direction of the hair. It's no good going across because that would be like dry brushing, so we have to go in the direction of the hair. No, I haven't done this before with acrylic, so this is a first for me. And that's a bit too wet. Doing this entire model has been a first for me, to be honest with you, because it's all been acrylics. I think I've said before, perhaps in the first video of this, that I generally do face, etc. in oils. So it's a big learning curve. And see, we're a bit too dark here. Let's add smidge of water to move some of that. So come right out of my comfort zone with this one. It's a bit too light on the back. I'll need to take that down a bit. Oh dear, I've done it again. Forget the side here. Oh, that don't look too bad actually. Once it dries up. It's hard to tell where you've missed anything on it. It's black and brown. Or brown on black, should I say, not black on brown. I'm hoping you can see the contrast in the colour difference. But basically what we've now got on his head is not just black, but a darkish red brown. Some areas it's a little bit lighter. And that's where the next colour should come in to make it a bit more individual. Let's take a good look. So much better when you're looking at it not through a camera. Okay, so yeah, it's got a dark brown. That's what a red brown does show a little bit on from what I can see on camera, but I think I'd have to play around with camera settings. I think I'm not sure how to do that at the moment. But we're going to change up the brush anyway, because I need to go with something a little less harsh for the next one, which is a medium brown, slightly lighter, which will probably get a lighter light brown added to it, depending on the first bit that goes down. Because I like to choose the colours that are going to go with each other. So you're going to have your shade, then your tone, and then your tint, as opposed to mixing up lots of bits and lots of colours just to get the colour that you want. Because to me, half the time I forget what I've mixed, the ratios I've mixed. It becomes a little bit of guesswork then. I don't see the point of guessing. So this is not going to be as wet. But it's going to be similar in colour, because obviously I don't want to drag it out too bright too soon. Otherwise it'll jump out at you and it'll be going, hair, 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 and you won't actually see anything else but hair. So this is where we start picking out strands roughly across the top here, down the side there, round the bottom there, across his eyebrows, a little bit around this side of the back, leaving that slightly darker, and a few bits on the bits that you can see sort of in the light, which is there on that side. In fact, I might start down that bit. It looks horrible. Crikey. If it looks horrible, I can make adjustments and then do it elsewhere. There's not going to be much of a tonal variation here, but there should be enough. Oh, yeah, brush has kicked in. Let's turn that off. Noisy thing. Right, so let's go in and see what we can do. So it's almost like picking out individual hairs. Okay, it's reasonable. So yeah, it was quite harshly sculpted on here, so a hell of a lot of cavities. I don't want to make them too nice. Should be almost like dry brushing across this. Very light strokes. Do you wonder why I keep coughing? It's I'm a smoker. I've got a smoker's cough, which is quite irritating. I don't know, I should give it up. I don't like this weather either. That was very, very, very cold again last night. Almost wondered why I've got the heating on. Absolutely freezing. We need to make sure we get to the hairline with this lighter colour, just to detract from or break up the edge. Otherwise it would be too dark. awkward, awkward and heavy. I'm not going to go too mad on this side because most of it's in the shade from my light source. Bring a few more up on the top. He's handsome now, he's a handsome chap. Only his mother would love him. Mustn't forget his eyebrows though, must I? That would be a sin. Right, I think it's almost time for the last highlight or the last light. And I don't know. I don't know if English uniform is going to be too the other way. I think it might be. Okay. I don't think we use English uniform. But I want to stick with that ready brown look. So let's have a look. US field drab, I think it's a bit too light, too yellow. And beige brown might be too. No, perhaps not. It is ready. I can mix it in with some of the previous colour. So we get a different variation on that. Definitely red in it. Right, so let's have a quick mix. Make that too. See where we go with this. It might be too brown. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Change of brush. I've got to go thinner because I'm only going to pick out some individual hairs in the highlighted areas. So I'll have a go. It's literally the same colour as we've got. Yeah, I think that works. Oh, me. Where is it? Lovely. Looks like he's got brown hair now. I wish it was easier to pick out his hair, but the sculptor looks like he's gone through it with a fork. I shouldn't complain, really. I would never be able to make a sculpt anything like that. I wouldn't even attempt it. That's way too artistic. Even artistic. Way too artistic for me. It'd be lucky if I could make a morph out of plasticine. some point I need to brush up on my fine painting skills. For the samurai bust that I've got and the Mongol warrior bust. Okay. Looks more like ginger. Well, that's any wrong. Anything wrong with being ginger, by the way. I actually quite like redhead females. Right. That is basically it. All I need to do is allow that to dry, put some varnish all over it so it doesn't get worn away over its travelling. Pick it up in a few places here and there, and it's done. So that was a short excuse me, a short video. Just going to close my wet palette up one moment. There we go. So yeah, we've come on a bit of a journey with this one. And obviously, I need to base him because he's not based, and as you can see, I have painted his base now. His pedestal. So I'm quite happy with his flesh tones. His teeth are a little bit gnarly still. Might have to pick up on those a bit more on his teeth. His lower lip looks like needs a little bit of red added to it. His hair, his jacket, his stitches in his jacket, his popper buttons, done with aluminium and brass. We have a white t-shirt, whitish t-shirt. He's got brown hair. That is it, folks. That is our beast. Very, very impressed with the sculpt. Very impressed with the sculpt. The only thing I didn't really like is the depth of the hair, where it looks like it's gone through with a comb, but that's the only real issue. I wish I knew where it had come from. Bear in mind it says Neil Harvey 598, but could be anywhere. Could be an American, could be a Scot, could be Welsh. I don't know. Canadian even. But yeah, that's a very, very, very nicely sculpted werewolf, I think. More close to human than actually wolf, which is obviously why I gave it a slightly tanned, human-looking skin tone as opposed to wolf-type skin tone. Happy days. Happy days. Hopefully we get to a show and little beastie will be on show. So if you want to see more videos like this one, of course, that's a noise about a cry. If you want to see more videos like this one, please hit that like button and subscribe. And at least I know where to go. For a quickly shut shot, let's move him to one side. Very dry off a little bit, move him over the back, and if I can get them down. Come here, there we go. Right, so this is the Mongol warrior bust. It's got some nice detail on his. Let me get it into the camera without it wiping out. As you can see on his padded tunic under his armour, there's a nice bit of detail. In fact, there's a lot of stitch work on his armour as well. And this is a 1/9, sculpted by Stepan Nikolaev and painted by Ilya Fedorov. And this is a scalebro.com bust. I'll let you have a quick look in there. If it's not in all in plastic bags. So if this is 1/9, then I think that werewolf is probably about 1/6. So very nicely detailed. Got a bald head. Nice shiny. I could leave him like that, couldn't I? Painted with a baldy head. Very nicely sculpted. Full body. That's where his bow goes on the back, or not his bow, his his bow? What do you call it? That. I think that's what goes on there. Yeah. So individual. That should be strained. There's the helmet. You can see it's got slight warpage in it, so I'm going to have to put that into some hot water and get that warpage out. That's part of the bow. There's part of the bow. Probably straighten up. And some more arrows. It's the armour plate. It's probably that way up, I think. Yeah, because the fur's hanging down. It's holding a mace. So, yeah, so that's a pretty nice kit. I'll look forward to doing that one. But like I said, I need to deal with my fine art skills and so I'm able to paint all these intricate little pieces. It's a shame I've got a little bit more of him because it looks like he's riding a horse. The other one, let's put this one back. It's got loads of lovely intricate colouring. Look at that. That is beautiful. Nice samurai bust. Loads of intricate colours up inside here on his helmet. And all these blues and golds of flowers and that. But he's got two helmet styles, so you've got the one without all the fur on it, and then you've got the one with the fur on it. I prefer the one with the fur on it. Well, not too sure about the guy with the oogly eyes on the top of this. This is quite a nice bust. This used to belong to somebody else, but Mr. Steve Kirtley of SK Miniatures has taken it on and now produces these. As you can see, I have started on the face again in acrylics, but I need to get rid of all of that and start again. So there's the first helmet, the one without the fur all over it. Very nicely detailed. This is the one with the fur all over it. And that is how I would have thought fur or even hair would look like. That's very nicely done. So yeah, he's underway, but I need to have another go back at him. And this is this lovely sculpted body piece. Oh, I do like the samurais. A few intricate parts. Solid base. So yeah, these are going to be my two that I'm going to really enjoy doing. The Mongol warrior and the samurai. They will be. Can't get the blade closed now. They will be part of 2021 build at some point. And the one that this one is in loads of bits, but this is another one that I really, really do want to do. It's beautiful, isn't it? 2 head options, do like this, holding this little child before he goes off to war. When will you be home, Daddy? I'll be home soon, son. And there's another one for the year at some point. And this is a coral reed sculpt, painted by M.J. Kim, 1/10 resin must. I won't get that one out. I'm not going to bore you with that one. So yeah, they're the ones I'm really looking forward to doing. So I'm guessing, judging by the fact that some of those were 1/9, this is not 1/9. This is clearly a lot bigger. So 1/6 maybe. Obviously it's not 1:1. Too small. Anyway, like I said, if you want to see any more of that, like this video, don't forget to subscribe. That's always a benefit. Get that old algorithm going. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you at the next build, which will probably be the Nakajima again, because I've got to correct the mistake that I've made. Anyway, have a lovely day. Have a lovely weekend. See you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.